Welcome back to This is VANCOLOUR. My name is Mo Amir, and we've been discussing the fallout of BC's municipal elections with our featured guest tonight. He is a journalist and columnist for the Vancouver Sun and the Province newspapers. He is Dan Fumano. Dan, thanks so much for sticking around.
Hey, thanks, Mo.
So I got to ask you, incumbent Mayor Kennedy Stewart heading into the election got some major endorsements from BC cabinet ministers, from the BC NDP, even got an endorsement from Jagmeet Singh, got an endorsement from former Premier Mike Harcourt. You had Mark Marison get an endorsement from former Prime Ministers Jean Chrétien and Paul Martin. They both did really poorly. Kennedy Stewart being the first mayor to be voted out in 40 years, and Mark Marison getting like 3.4% of the popular vote. Did these high-profile endorsements really not matter? And does that say something about our political culture here?
I think it is hard to say how much endorsements matter. But I mean, I do note that like a lot of the endorsements kind of came pretty late. I don't know if they might have helped if they had come out earlier. Like, Kennedy Stewart had an event with Mike Harcourt, a pretty, quite a well-liked, very well-known former mayor of Vancouver and former premier, BC NDP premier. But it was just the day before Election Day. I mean, if somebody was kind of on the fence about if they should give Kennedy a second term or not, maybe hearing from Harcourt earlier might have made a difference.
Especially when advanced polling is going up, even if voter turnout is going down.
So this was the first election where every eligible voter is allowed to vote by mail. And so a lot of people did in big numbers. And also just in general, the trend is that advanced polling has gone way up, even if the overall turnout went down. So a lot of people might have made up their minds a little earlier. And who knows if some of those endorsements might have made a difference one way or the other.
When it comes to endorsements, do you think that Vancouver Police Union endorsement really helped Ken Sim? Was that an impactful endorsement, do you think?
It was certainly noteworthy because obviously it was such a break from tradition. The Vancouver Police Union, everybody says they don't think it's ever happened in their tradition, in their history, that they've publicly endorsed or even, privately, officially endorsed political candidates. There was backlash, which is not surprising. Obviously, some people are going to think it's a bad thing or a bad precedent for the police to be actively endorsing politicians. And so, but that backlash, some of the people who criticized it, were they going to vote for Ken Sim and ABC anyway?
Right.
Maybe not, but they can complain about it.
It just seemed to be the one that got the most profile in terms of media and coverage. The John Chrétien, the Adrian Dix, Mark Harcourt really fell under the radar.
I mean, the firefighters endorse people every year. This year, the firefighters union endorsed Kennedy Stewart for re-election and most of the incumbent council for re-election. And the firefighters union is kind of, a coveted endorsement, and it doesn't come with the backlash that the police union has. But again, it's pretty hard. It's impossible really to know if that backlash outweighed the benefit. As we say, public safety and crime was a big issue here. So, the police only have 1,400 members or something.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't live in the city of Vancouver, so they can't vote here. They live in Surrey, Burnaby, the North Shore, whatever. Right. They can't vote here. And so not just, directors of the union or people telling their friends and colleagues who to vote for, but actually making a public endorsement is obviously a signal to the public, not just if you work at the police department, but if people are worried about crime and they think, well, the police union have endorsed these people, they think they're the best people for the job, maybe we should go for them. So it might have helped in that way, but again, it certainly got some backlash.
So what I'm hearing is, and really quickly, in terms of big lessons, don't be online, be on the ground in terms of your organizing. And when it comes to endorsements, make sure it's something that's unprecedented because no one cares about, these high profile politicians of years past or even currently. That's not going to make an impact.
I think you can be online, but just don't only be online.
Right.
And I'm not saying anybody did that, but I think it's just worthwhile remembering that the internet is not the world.
Absolutely.
And then same thing with endorsements. Endorsements probably help, but it may not be everything. It's not a replacement for everything else.
Absolutely. Well, hey, Dan, I appreciate your time tonight. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Mo. It was fun.
Folks, that's our show. This is VANCOLOUR. We'll be back next week right here on Check and Check Plus, Thursdays at 9 p.m. For more, find This is VANCOLOUR on Check Media's YouTube channel and wherever you listen to your podcasts. Thank you, of course, to the Province and the Vancouver Sun newspaper columnist Dan Fumano and the new mayor-elect of Vancouver, Ken Sim, for tonight's show. This is VANCOLOUR, and I'm Mo Amir telling you that in a province where you can be anything, be colorful. Peace.